How to overcome imposter syndrome. Let me tell you a story about something that's probably happened to most of us at some point in our lives. You know that feeling when you've achieved something, put in the hard work, and yet you still can't shake off the feeling that you don't belong, that you're somehow not good enough. That's what they call imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is like a sneaky voice in your head that tells you you're a fraud, even when you know deep down that you've earned your achievements fair and square. It's most common in the workplace, but it can creep into any part of your life, making you doubt yourself and your abilities. Imagine feeling like you've just lucked your way into success, when in reality you've put in hours of preparation and hard work. Or finding it difficult to accept praise because you're convinced you don't deserve it. Sound familiar? That's the voice of imposter syndrome. And it's more common than you might think. Studies have shown that up to 82% of people have experienced imposter syndrome at some point. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's harmless. In fact, imposter syndrome can have serious effects on your mental health, causing depression, anxiety, and even burnout. So, how do you know if you're dealing with imposter syndrome? Here are some signs to look out for. Feeling like you just got lucky even though you worked hard. Finding it hard to accept praise. Apologizing for yourself when you haven't done anything wrong. Holding yourself to impossibly high standards. Being afraid of failure to the point where it paralyzes you. Avoiding showing confidence because you worry people will think you're overcompensating. Constantly feeling like you're not good enough. If any of these sound familiar, you might be dealing with imposter syndrome. But don't worry, there are ways to overcome it. One important step is to recognize that you're not alone. Many successful people, including Maya Angelou, Don Cheadle, and Tina Fey, have spoken openly about their struggles with imposter syndrome. Knowing that others have experienced the same feelings can help you feel less alone and more empowered to overcome them. Another tip is to distinguish between humility and fear. It's natural to be humble about your accomplishments, but feeling overcome with fear because of them is a sign of imposter syndrome. Remember that it's okay to feel proud of what you've achieved. Letting go of your inner perfectionist can also help. Trying to be perfect all the time only feeds into imposter syndrome, making you feel like a fraud when things aren't flawless. Instead, focus on doing your best and accepting that good enough is, well, good enough. Being kind to yourself is crucial when dealing with imposter syndrome. Instead of berating yourself with negative self-talk, practice positive affirmations and give yourself credit for your achievements. Remember, you're doing the best you can, and that's something to be proud of. Tracking your successes can also help combat imposter syndrome. Keeping a record of your accomplishments can remind you of how far you've come and how much you've achieved. It's a tangible reminder that you're capable and deserving of success. Talking about your feelings with a mentor or manager can also be helpful. Sharing your experiences with someone you trust can provide support and perspective, helping you feel less alone in your struggles. Saying yes to new opportunities, even if they're outside your comfort zone, can also help boost your confidence and overcome imposter syndrome. Remember, you were chosen for a reason, and you're capable of rising to the challenge. Finally, it's important to embrace the feeling of imposter syndrome and use it as motivation to keep pushing yourself forward. Instead of letting it hold you back, let it fuel your determination to prove yourself wrong. So if you ever find yourself doubting your abilities or feeling like a fraud, remember that you're not alone. Imposter syndrome is a common experience, but with the right mindset and support, you can overcome it and achieve your goals. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch more videos by clicking on this video right over here.